Momoshiki spent more time trying to murder Boruto's family than some anime dads spend trying to raise their own. Then again, that's not exactly a high bar to clear when you have anime dads like Dragon and Ging who make my father look like Father of the Year. At this point, the Uzumaki family reunion needs less Naruto on the barbecue grill and Hinata with the raisins and mayo in the potato salad and more life insurance policy conversations, because every time Boruto blacks out, somebody ends up wondering if they remember to update their will. With Kashin Koji's latest vision of Boruto with 10 directions, the question on everybody's mind is going to be Boruto being controlled by Momoshiki and him fighting Kawaki. However, what we really need to focus on is if Momoshiki may target Boruto's other thumbscrew that makes him extremely vulnerable, his younger sister Himawari. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, takes a look at why Himawari being shown in that vision with Kashin Koji's 10 directions is a much bigger deal than you guys might realize. Also, the chapter review is up on the channel. For those who haven't seen it just yet, video will be in the description box and end credits. Normally, this is where I would have the AI score, but I think the point's been proven with the last few videos. Depending on what the retention graph looks like, we may continue to use the scorecard at the front of the videos moving forward because of the abundance of AI slop on YouTube. Because I quite literally had somebody comment that on the Tsunade video, the images of Tsunade were AI art when it's official artwork that was done by Studio Pierrot. People can't even tell the difference between real art and AI art anymore, let alone scripts. So one of the most clever things that Boruto Tubu Vortex did over the last few chapters is quietly set expectations of fans in a way that were planting seeds for a subversion of expectations or a red herring to make us look at something a little different and expect it to be a big deal, only for it not to really matter in the long run. Right now, everyone is focused on Kashin Koji's vision for that reason. Momoshiki is in control of Boruto's body. That alone was a really big deal because it would be the first time in almost 4 years in real life that Momoshiki hijacked Boruto's body. Yet, think about the significance here. Every time Momoshiki hijacked Boruto, someone either died, was about to die, or got left with long-lasting damage. Momoshiki killed him. Sasuke's Rinnegan joined through Uchiha clan in the afterlife. Code was about to be killed, but Naruto, unable to strike his own son while he was under control of Momoshiki, was almost killed by Momoshiki. If Kawaki didn't do what he did, Naruto would die. Even Kawaki had to fight for his life against Boruto when Momoshiki was controlling him. Seeing Boruto in this new chapter should scare you. The eye is closed, the horn is back, Kawaki's present, Himawari's present. Every visual cue tells a story. Every visual cue tells the audience the same thing. It's Boruto's body. Boruto isn't the one driving anymore. So naturally, most people see that scene and immediately think this is Boruto versus Kawaki round 100. It makes sense that people would jump to that conclusion. Momoshiki already tried to kill Kawaki before. Kawaki said it in the past. If Boruto lost control, he wouldn't hesitate to kill him. Yes, Himawari's presence on the battlefield is what we should be paying closer attention to. The least experienced Uzumaki is face to face with an Otsutsuki who has thousands of years of combat experience and will like nothing more than to give Boruto a reason to be tormented mentally so that he can maintain control longer. Fighting Kawaki is dangerous. Fighting Himawari would be excitement. And there's a difference. There's a distinction to be made. From a storytelling perspective, nobody really expects her to be the emotional centerpiece of a scene where Boruto is controlled by Momoshiki in the vicinity of Kawaki. That's exactly why you do it. It's the last thing that people would be expecting. It would also follow the trend of what we've seen with Momoshiki. Attacking Boruto isn't done best by attacking him physically. Codes figured that out. You attack his weak points. In particular, you attack his family. The first major family Momoshiki targeted was Naruto. Not because Naruto was weak. It was because Naruto represented everything Boruto loved. For all the ups and downs that the relationship had, nothing replaces the love of a father and son when they share a connection that has a foundation that is rooted in genuine love. Eliminating Naruto would be a quick way to have Boruto emotionally collapse. It's exactly why he took the chance to do it when Momoshiki saw Boruto wasn't going to be attacked while he was being controlled by Momoshiki. When that failed, he turned his attention to Kawaki. Boruto and Kawaki are not brothers by blood. However, blood doesn't make you family. I love my buddy Sean and his wife Brittany more than I love some of the family I have. To Boruto, Kawaki was his brother. Removing Kawaki could accomplish the same thing. Kill Kawaki, Boruto never forgives himself. Kill Kawaki, Boruto goes into the depths of despair. Notice what connects all these attacks. Momoshiki isn't randomly violent. He's strategic. He moves with a purpose. When unexpected things occur, Momoshiki adapts. Every attack he tried was meant to isolate Boruto psychologically. Even when he let Kawaki go free, it was because Momoshiki knew Omnipotence was coming. The next target would be to go after Boruto's younger sister. Just follow the trend. She offers the best chance to fully break Boruto in a way that rivals going after Naruto. It's more heartbreaking when you realize that even though Himawari's memories have been altered, she's openly said it herself that she feels something's wrong, that she doesn't believe her father is dead, that Boruto killed him. People forget, she was the first person in the house after Kawaki sealed Naruto and Hinata away. She should be the most traumatized. Instead, she took that pain and she became a shinobi. Boruto has rarely dropped that stoic face in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, but the first time he ever did so was when he laid on Himawari after hearing her voice for the first time in 3 years. That is important. Momoshiki understands human psychology better than we give him credit. While the depths of the feelings of stuff like love goes over his head, he does understand humans well enough to scheme and manipulate. Attacking Himawari means attacking hope and one of the last pieces that Boruto has towards his family. Himawari is stronger. She's got Kurama, and if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know where I stand on how much power Kurama has. I think it's Baryon mode level, since the compressed size coming after Kurama given the nuclear fusion explanation in Boruto's manga makes a lot of sense that reborn he'd be smaller but stronger. However, Himawari is a person that is given a car with 650 horsepower and doesn't know how to drive it. She's still learning, so she can't get the most out of it. Meanwhile, with Boruto, Momoshiki is controlling a body that has Uzuhiko, Flying Raijin, the Rasen Dan, all of Sasuke's techniques outside the Sharingan that are reliant on something like the Sharingan, like say Chidori. Even if Himawari uses the Byakugan for the first time in Boruto's manga, Momoshiki is better at using it than her. The only thing saving her is Momoshiki wouldn't go for an instant kill. He'd play around with her the way that Jura did. Then when you go back and look at Kashin Koji's visions, you see the whole picture when you remember how his power works. He's not just seeing one future, he's seeing multiple futures. Countless branching possibilities flood his mind at once, and he retains knowledge of all those timelines. Yet, what was the one thing that spooked Kashin Koji the most based on what we can infer from those visions? It was Momoshiki controlling Boruto. That was the last image that he saw before he told Boruto don't do anything reckless. One of the film rolls that were positioned showed Himawari and Kawaki in a way where it looked like they were confronting Boruto as he was being controlled by Momoshiki. The irony is that if Momoshiki controls Boruto, this is the first time Himawari has heard her brother speak to her directly in the manga. In chapter 33, Boruto was responding to Sumire's inquiry about Sarada's condition, and Himawari was the one that spoke to Boruto, but notice what never happened. Boruto never answered her. Before Himawari could say anything to Boruto after the battle, which she wanted to, Boruto teleported away. That's very cruel when you think about it. The first conversation she might have with her brother since Omnipotence might end up being Himawari seeing Momoshiki controlling Boruto and him saying he's going to kill her. That's going to be a very heartbreaking moment. However, it's also going to present an opportunity. While the thumbnail should have Boruto holding Himawari's head detached from her body, Boruto looking super sad, that's not where I'm going here. That thumbnail, like a lot of them, is just done to poke fun at the situation. The opportunity comes with Himawari figuring out the truth. It won't be easy. It'll be like having to bend some of the lore to do it, but it can be done. It's no different than if you've read the Infinity War comic books. If you've read Secret Wars, just as you saw with the Infinity War in the movie, it's a lot different than what you had in the comics. And Secret Wars 2015, the Doomsday movie and Secret Wars movie is going to be different than what you got in the comics. There are going to be changes. You can twist some stuff around for the situation with Momoshiki and Himawari while not fully breaking the lore. So Himawari has her doubts about Boruto. Momoshiki hijacking his body would give people every reason to not trust Boruto. Yet why am I focusing on her lingering doubts? Conflict has always been one of Naruto's greatest methods for exposing the truth. It doesn't have to be a Rasengan goes boom and Chidori goes chirp chirp. It doesn't have to be a speech. Instead, it's just going back to something introduced back in Naruto Volume 27. The concept that two high-level shinobi, when they exchange fists, they can communicate without ever having to say words. It will require some lore twisting, like Boruto's dormant soul speaking through the clashing of the fists. But it could work. It won't restore her memories, but it would further make her question everything that's going on. Between that and seeing the way that Kawaki fights Boruto with extreme killing intent is enough to have her further ask questions. And now that Kurama is awake inside of her, it opens up the door to explore if Kurama is affected or not. Omnipotence, as a reminder, does not work like Genjutsu, so there's a chance he is affected, but regardless, it opens up the door for more interesting developments. While Naruto as a series does make it clear, there are times where words do stop working. Think about what Ikimoto has intentionally done here in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Brother and sister have never spoken to each other since the time skip. The one time Himawari did get to say something, it was on a battlefield and Boruto ignored her. You don't do that unless you have something bigger planned for later. Chakra was originally meant to connect people. Connecting fists lets people at a certain level communicate, both about chakra and empathy when you think about it. You're understanding the person that you're fighting, and for Himawari, with their instincts telling her that something's wrong, alongside fighting alongside Kawaki against the same enemy, that is a problem. The brother who everyone believes killed Naruto, being controlled by Momoshiki, but the connecting of the fists and weighing it against how Kawaki fights against that exact same person, and how he's fighting in a way that is the opposite of a child of Naruto, is going to start bringing up real questions. Omnipotence can't be overcome by somebody just telling you what happened. But it's the new memories that are the key. It's those new memories that serve as anchors for you to hold on to. They've always been the key. Ada explains this to us in chapter 1. And we also saw it recently with Chocho, where she's beginning to come around. For Kawaki's sake, he better hope that Himawari is not the next one, especially if she starts picking up on how her supposed adopted brother Boruto is behaving in small ways like the brother that she has in her memory. It could also work for a storytelling reason when you realize it doesn't just develop Himawari, it also develops Momoshiki as well, because it's advancing the psychological warfare that he uses. Even if Himawari isn't seriously injured, there's something here if Ikimoto wants to explore it. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Click here on the left, check out the chapter review, or click here on the right, check out this video that YouTube says you would definitely enjoy watching.